So comically, this video is coming to you from inside a bush at my local park in the village. And I walked past, it's a spot that I've been to before, and that I knew, and given the weather I was kind of hopeful. And I walked past the whole hedgerow and didn't find anything, and I thought, oh, maybe they're not up yet. And then I turned around and I was walking back and I saw something, and I've just had to climb inside. This is me inside a hedge. It's a little bit spiky. In order to find these, and this is what they're going to look like when you come across them, so do keep your eyes wide open. They like to grow up underneath the litter. Let's really reach for that one, underneath the leaves. But you can just see this lovely little lilac colour poking out. And this is Lepista nuda. Some places, I think in America, they call them Clitosobe nuda, but it's the same fungus. And they're, I don't know if you can see as well as I can on this, they're this kind of gorgeous dusky greyish lilac all over, sometimes much purpler, sometimes really pale as they get a bit older. They're kind of tannish brown in the middle often. They have lilac gills underneath as well. This kind of, I guess, adnext would be the right way to describe the gill attachment. And then this kind of very pale but still purpley, scaly, almost fluccos. It's got so many little kind of pale scales on it. That's the stipe. The big thing for me with these is the smell, which obviously I can't show you through the phone, but they smell just incredible. They're like orange juice mixed with perfume. That sounds horrible, but it's just lovely. It's kind of floral, citrusy, bright smell, and for me that's a really defining characteristic for them. The one thing that it's worth knowing about and being careful of is that there are Cortinarius species, kind of lilac-y purple Cortinarius species that can sometimes look very, very similar to this. The nice thing about them is that they won't have the smell, so they won't smell that lovely floral, fresh, citrusy smell. They also have rusty orange-brown spores and a cortina, a web, when they're young. You wouldn't always see the webbing if they were mature specimens, but you will be able to often see kind of little remnants of it on the stipe, as rusty brown spores that have got caught in those remnants, so often kind of rich orangey brown stains on the stipe. And if you're not sure, if you don't trust your nose and you're just not certain, you can do a spore print. So it's one of the few occasions for edibility where a spore print is worthwhile. You just cut the stem off, pop it down on a piece of paper, or a piece of glass for preference, because then you can move it over different coloured things to check that you haven't got white on white, and that's why you're not seeing anything. And these Lepista will have a beautiful kind of anywhere from almost white to kind of fleshy pink spore print, and a Cortinarius will have that kind of rich rusty orangey brown. So if you're not certain, that's a nice way to be sure. I'm going to pop these in my basket and get out of the hedge because it's a little bit spiky, but hopefully if you find these, given all of the characteristics and then the ability to give them a sniff, these will get much bigger as well. I can see one over there that's a bit past eating for me, but it is big, and they get kind of wobbly wibbly around the edges, sometimes turn a bit inside out looking. But yeah, you should be able to ID those quite easily, and they're a lovely late season fungus, so they're starting now really in the south, and they'll go right into December. They don't mind being frozen and defrosted. Yeah, lovely winter mushroom. Do press the like and subscribe. It makes a big difference to me growing the channel if everyone does that. It doesn't cost you anything. And do keep your eyes open. I'll be making videos right into the winter. As long as there's mushrooms and other forageable things, I will be making videos.